Jersey.
Right.
Hey, hey,
Hey, what you say?
it's,
How we go? What it do? What it do? What it
hey,
do?
it must be
We in the building,
Tuesday.
man. We
Yeah.
here. We in the building. Um, you know, I don't really wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love. Rest in peace, boss. I mean, definitely. We always seem to be starting out the show with some rest in peace stuff, but we do hip hop
Yeah,
over here too. Down in Sports Talk, we are in the building. It must be Tuesday.
it
Gots
must
to
be
be
Tuesday.
Tuesday. You know what I
Got
mean?
to be.
I'm in the building at RM Desk, Twitter, and all of that good stuff right there. My code D is in the house as usual. We got the Bears over there. We got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight, mainly with the NCAA tournament. You know what I mean? NFL free agency hitting the stride early, super early. You
Crazy.
know what I mean? And I think those are going to be the main two topics we're going to get into
Hmm.
tonight, right? As we hear um, Facebook, StreamYard, YouTube, and all of that. What's good, Browski? What's the deal?
Ah, man, it's lovely over here in Philly.
Look
You
at
know,
this.
it's lovely. It's lovely over here in Philly. It's always sunny in Philadelphia. As we
Yeah,
know, free
yeah,
agency is Howie season. You know how it goes. And I just gotta say this: Kelly Oubre just destroyed Hartenstein. He just dunked all on him. Crazy.
Hindsight sucks.
I mean, if you just see this replay real quick, you gotta look at it. He just, dang, that's a shame. Poster,
Mm.
But hopefully these two teams will score. I mean, at least 80 points tonight because what was that? What Sunday? I mean, we can't. You can't even score 80 points in an NBA game. That was crazy.
Right. Yeah.
It was,
Yeah.
yo,
That's my
they
New
was
York Knicks.
shooting brick city like they was trying to build another high rise in New York. Or they
Yeah.
was
Mm-hmm.
was they finishing the construction of Madison Square Garden. Helping with the construction because they was laying
Yeah. I think that's what they
nothing
was
but
trying to
bricks
do.
on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Nothing but bricks.
but we get ready to get it together. OG's coming back. You know what I mean? We're gonna get it together. He's out here
Yeah, he's back.
making it
Yeah, he out
happen.
there.
He's back. You know what I mean? So again, you know, um, it was all good a week ago, but I mean,
Right.
injuries and not playing the kind of basketball that we known to be playing for this season. But it
Hmm.
hasn't been like previous seasons where we just would go in the toilet. We lose like
Yeah.
10 games in a row. You know what I mean? So I got to try to give it to them. Injuries. I'm not going to use the injuries as an excuse. I never do. But it
Listen,
is
they
what
were
it
still
is.
able to maintain. I mean, they still in the fourth spot, so you
Yeah, I
know
mean, and
you,
and
you
and,
can't
and
be
you know,
that
even
far
Jalen
off.
Brunson that got hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So again, it's a war of attrition right now as far as that's concerned. But we are in the building. We're gonna go
Yes.
head first into this. That's what everybody's talking about. So we're gonna jump into it. It's tournament time. Conference tournaments are in full effect this week. The big boys play the big conferences get their tournaments on as we prepare for Selection Sunday coming up on St. Patrick's Day, March the 17th. Um, but as somebody that has said maybe about a week or two ago, I'm not gonna say no names, that the NCAA women's tournament was going to be a bit better than the men's tournament. And it got off to a rousing start. These are just the conference tournaments now. We haven't had any, selections yet. That's not coming up until Sunday. But these
Yep.
conference tournaments are off the hook. They're off the
Fire.
meat. They are banana rammers. They getting their gusto up. They throwing their joints. It's getting cracking. A lot of ill stuff has been said. And we talked
People
about the
been
South.
arrested.
Yeah, people getting arrested, jumping out of the crowd. You know what I mean? Stepping
Okay.
on people and all this type of
It's
hooliganism.
wild.
You know what I mean? But it is what it is. But at the end of the day, very very competitive. You got two teams that's going at it. Either one of them could be Final Four material. Either one of them could be
Hmm.
national championship material. And LSU is the defending national champions.
Yep.
So
Yep.
again, you gotta put some respect on LSU's name.
Oh,
Regardless of
most definitely.
um, regardless of what South Carolina comes in, undefeated, this and that and the third. Um, what LSU brings to the table was a disturbing incident in the championship game, the Southeast
It
Conference
was. Yeah.
championship. But I think that South Carolina really was lucky to get there in the first place because I think Cardoso
Um.
hit the 3-pointer against Tennessee to
Yeah.
put them in the final. That was the first 3-pointer she made all season, right?
First
And
one. Yeah.
got the ball. They gave her space to shoot. She squared up and she knocked it down. So that's what
Great
you're
shot.
supposed to
Top of the key.
do. Absolutely, and you put your team in the finals. But as we get to the Southeast Conference tournament final, LSU, South Carolina, big rivals.
Yeah.
The game was chippy, the game was close, the game was good. All the way through till we got to a certain situation, and I'm going to let Browski elaborate on that scenario right there.
I mean, we all seen, the scuffle with Fly J getting pushed down by Camila Cardoza. But even before we got to that point, it was chippy the whole game. And
Absolutely.
I gotta put some blame on the refs by not getting it under control, because in the first half, Angel Reese was acting mad wild, in the paint. Her and Cardosa was battling out, but Angel was like fighting. There was plenty of shots of her. You see her pulling Cardosa hair.
Mm-hmm.
The one Angel
Hit her in
turned
the
around
hit her in the
and like
face. Hit her in the
backhanded
face.
and like the neck.
Mm-hmm.
You know, um,
Mm-hmm.
so of course it was going to start. It was heating up, and Angel, she trash talk. You see her trash talking, trying to get in Camilla's head, and you see Camilla just laughing at her. Because that's the type of time that team is on. They know, how to hold their composure, but it seemed like at one point they just couldn't take it no more. I just feel like Camilla was just one. She was trying to oh, facts. Yeah, she smushed the ball in Camilla's. Yeah, they smushed the ball in each other's faces, and then like I said, it just came to the point. It just boiled over, in the fourth quarter, and she just shoved like she flew like Flo J
Yeah,
flew for
yeah,
like she
yeah.
like
She said
and
that
it's weird because like you gotta like people don't realize that Camilla also plays for the Brazil national team. So
yeah.
she's used to playing with bigger bodies, grown women, out there. The international basketball is a little bit more physical than here in the States, especially in on the women's side. It's more physical over there. Um, so when she, I guess she didn't realize how strong she was or how small Fly J was, because she flew on that ground. But to be honest, Fly J initially by pushing
Yep. Yep.
Fluwali. Like Malaysia Fluwali, she pushed her, and Camilla went over there to protect her teammate, being the senior on the squad, being the oldest one out there. Fluwali, she's a freshman, so I feel like Cardoza was like, I gotta protect my teammate, and she just shoved the crap out of her. And next minute, you see her brother leaping over the announce table. Like, what you gonna do? Fight the women? Like, you jumping
Right.
out the stands?
Right.
You jumping out the stands
He
like your
stepped on
sister
he stepped on
playing
somebody
God?
to get on the court. Absolutely. That's
Yeah,
right.
like
Mhm.
she jumped on like she playing gods. You gonna do fight the women? You gonna fight Camilla?
He wouldn't have did that. He wouldn't have did that if the guys was out there playing.
Yeah, like what are you doing? So I thought
That's
that was
I see that.
crazy.
Yeah. They
He
all
gets
crazy.
arrested.
Mm-hmm.
Bench is clear. So we ended the game 5-on-5 basically, and
Yep.
the result of all of the mayhem, Camilla is not going to be eligible to play the first round because she got ejected for fighting. So everybody else who got ejected, they still are eligible to play in the
We're
first
eligible,
round.
right.
Yeah,
Right.
but Only Cardoza is ineligible because she got ejected for fighting. That's the only one that's that's going to be out. Everybody else going to be in. Only Camilla is not eligible to play in the first round. But they have already been successful with her not on the court because she had taken some time away, like a
Mm-hmm.
week or two, when she had to play for the Brazil national team to qualify for the Olympics.
Right.
So, I mean, to be honest, South Carolina going to be the number one seed overall. So they're going to play the 16. It
One of the,
you
they
know,
do. Do they have? Do they have the first four on the women's side? I think they do, right?
yeah, they do. So
So
so they're
yeah,
going
they're
to
gonna
give
play whoever. Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
whoever wins. So not to not to sound like the other teams don't matter, but if come on, to be honest,
They
South
don't.
Carolina versus whoever
To be
wins their
honest, they
regular
don't.
game,
Right.
they're not going to really miss Camilla that much. It's not really
Right.
make a big difference because they have already been successful in their conference without her on the court
Mm-hmm.
during the regular season. But not only was that game fire, can we please talk about my girl Juju Watkins from USC? USC won the Pac-12. Um,
At Stanford.
yep, right over Stanford. Everybody was looking at Stanford, to be the clear cut winner from the Pac-12, but USC had something to say, and they did it with Juju not even having a good
Yeah.
game.
Right.
She
She
scored like
had what, 9? She
9 points.
had 9 points, right?
Yeah, she had 9 points, but she played excellent defense.
Right.
She made the right decisions, and
Right.
she kept her teammates engaged. She wasn't hot. She had one hot game, and that was in the quarterfinal when she scored like 31 points. You
Mm-hmm.
know, but it was a great game. But I was glad to see them, be able to get Stanford out of here. Cameron Britt, she had a great game. She also announced that she's going to enter the WNBA draft.
Right.
So she made that announcement. Um, Also in the Big Ten, of course, you had Iowa come off top, which it wasn't an easy.
Wisconsin should have won that game. They could have won that game.
They could have won that
They
game. It
could have
went into
won.
overtime.
When they went to overtime, I was like, it's a wrap. They was
Yeah,
up by
once
like
they
10
did, yeah,
points.
yep. Once they went to
It
overtime, I
was like
said,
that with like 4 minutes left.
yeah, yeah. I thought
I was like,
I was
oh
getting enough for an upset. I said, oh my
man.
god. I said,
Yeah.
Wisconsin about to
I was like, oh,
score.
Iowa got this. Iowa got it. Word.
Yeah, yeah, and it took overtime for Iowa to win the Big Ten. You see Caitlin Clark try to recreate the Kobe
Yeah, I
Bryant
saw that.
trophy jersey
Yeah, man. Come on with
the
that,
trophy
man. Knock it
picture.
off, man.
I said, come
In the
on,
locker
man.
room after the game is over with the trophy, I
Yeah,
guess, try to emulate or try to recreate the
yeah.
famous Kobe Bryant rest in peace picture after they won a
Mm-hmm.
title. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That I mean, sometimes they be doing too much, man.
No, that's true. I thought that was a little too much, but go ahead. It's your world.
Minute first,
Y'all
look, the Big Ten don't mean nothing. Hey, Kobe would have said that. Rest in peace. Kobe would have said that. The Big Ten don't mean nothing. What are you doing?
No, I mean, yeah. Look, exactly.
No.
Well,
Come on,
she
bro.
be
Let's
doing
keep
too
it
much.
real.
No,
They
no.
try, they do too much. They want to, oh, you too old and this and that and the third, but they always want to pay homage to the past, and then they want to
Yeah,
recreate it. Recreate it. It was already created. We don't need you to recreate it. Win the championship first, then you can recreate it. Kobe
yeah.
won
I
after he
mean,
won
yeah,
a ring.
yeah.
He didn't win no.
I,
Here's your
that no,
title.
no. That's the truth. At the end of the day, you got to win the whole thing.
Yeah, you
I
gotta
need
win the
you to
whole
win
thing.
the whole thing.
Yeah, man, come on, bro, knock it off. You know what I mean?
So, that was interesting. And then you also have
That was interesting.
yeah. I
that
mean, look, that was interesting because
was interesting.
I didn't really expect that. I didn't expect that, and I thought that was a little. I thought it was a little weird.
I mean, I,
You know.
yeah, I mean,
I thought it was a little weird.
And I can't speak for Yada Bear. She's in the building holding me down. I can't speak for Yada Bear, but for me, it's like nah, even if it would have been an Angel Reese or a Juju Watkins or whoever trying to quote unquote recreate that picture, winning the conference tournament. Come on, man, knock it off.
Yeah, when the NCAA tournament, it was a tad bit distasteful, a little bit disrespectful, and again, team too much, but that's what they do now. Everybody.
That's what you do. But then you do that to and then you face the scrutiny of cats like myself who really feel like you're putting the cart before the horse. Now, if you get beaten in 2016 by a number 11 seed, you know what I mean? Like,
what you gonna do with that picture?
What you gonna do with that picture?
You gonna do with that picture? That picture means nothing.
Right.
That picture means nothing.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. But besides that, UConn, won the Big East,
right?
Per usual, that's what they do. Notre Dame, beat NC State for the ACC.
And
this tournament gonna be crazy. This
tournament gonna be bananas. It really is.
It is, and we got the Big 12 championship tonight. Iowa State versus Texas, so that should be pretty interesting. But
and again, you got so many teams. Let's not forget about and put some respect on Tennessee's name. You know what I mean? Like you said, we're gonna talk about some teams like Ohio State, even though they were upset in their conference tournament. You know what I mean? Early.
Virginia Tech.
The first round. That wow. Didn't see that
I know
coming.
that was quite shot. But I mean, you got teams like Virginia Tech, you got Oregon State, you got Gonzaga. You even got Gonzaga on the women's side.
That's right, Gonzaga.
You got Indiana, Colorado, Baylor. So this season, this year, NCAA tournament on the women's side is going to be bananas. I think we're going to see a lot of more intense and extremely competitive games. I've been telling y'all all season, y'all not watching women's college basketball, y'all missing a good time. You're missing a good show because these ladies are out here balling on a high level. On a high level. Somebody said she acting like she just won the in-season tournament like the Lakers. Yeah, she gonna get a banner too.
Shout out! Who said that? Shout out to them. Shout out to them.
Absolutely. Because that right there is definitely
absolutely. That's the post of the day right there. Salute to you, whoever you are. I didn't even get the chance to see that. Salute to you.
Yes, word up. But let's talk about the men's side. Let's talk about the men's side because somebody, I'm not going to say left-handed,
that's right,
is back on Gonzaga train.
Back on the Gonzaga.
What's up, Win?
Win Walker in the building.
Yeah, Win Walker in the building. Somebody's back on the Gonzaga train.
Yeah, absolutely.
He said, I'm done with them.
Yeah.
And then he comes back and say, hey, I'm back on.
Hey, 14 out of 15. One of the hottest teams in the country. That's all right.
That was the hottest team.
Right. Yo, listen. Gonzaga, if you've been rocking with me since way back, and every year around this time, every year, it's Gonzaga. I mean, my team is Syracuse. My basketball team, college basketball team is Syracuse. But like tournament time, no matter how it works out with the brackets and everything, I always have Gonzaga. If you know me, I always have Gonzaga in either the Final Four or winning it. And last year I was done with them. It's been almost 15 years since Adam Morrison. Since Adam Morrison, I've been rocking with Gonzaga, man. But they got a little hot. You know what I mean? Little Birdie told me, hey, Gonzaga. I said, okay. Look at their record, 25-6. I'm not going to say this is one of Mark Few's best teams. They always say that. They say that every year. This is one of Mark Few's best teams. Just let them play this thing out and see what happens. You know what I mean? They're playing excellent St. Mary's team tonight for the West
Mm-hmm.
Coast Conference Championship. It's going to be a good game. I'm just back in the building with Gonzaga, man. Let's go, Gonzaga. Let's go, baby.
He's
Let's get
back
it
on the
done.
Gonzaga train. He's back on.
Back in the building with Gonzaga all day. When you watch this tournament, we talk about teams like what we talked about last week, the top four: Houston, UConn,
Houston, UConn,
Purdue.
Purdue,
Arizona was up there. You know what I
and
mean?
now it's North Carolina.
Right. So to me, like Browski said earlier, it's like a carousel. It's like one
Yeah.
of those revolving doors at Macy's. You know what I mean?
One
Today
in,
you
out,
and
one
today
in,
you and the
out,
number
one
one
in,
seed,
out.
tomorrow somebody else. And that just speaks to I don't want to say parody, because that's a weak excuse.
Yeah.
Parody. That's a weak excuse. If you went into a 64 team tournament and you knew what teams are going to be in the Final Four, then why play the tournament?
No, true.
Why play? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I think that's what makes it fun for us, man. When we watch our teams and stuff like that, and then for real, how many teams that start out to number one seed in a tournament end up winning it all?
It's
You know what
very
I mean?
few. It's very few.
And we always trying to gravitate towards the underdog, like what was it last year, Kimmy? Florida Atlantic.
Florida
You know what I
Atlantic, then you
mean?
had like Florida Gulf Coast. You
Yeah,
had
back there for the Gulf Coast,
You
George
know,
Washington. Like these schools came out
yeah,
of nowhere, and this is the
yeah,
best time of year for that. But we talked about it. We said that this tournament is gonna be all right, but the women's tournament is gonna be that deal. You know what I
yeah. The
mean?
women's tournament gonna be
The men's
fire. The
tournament,
men's
they
tournament,
might have to have a couple of fights or some coaching talk greasy. You
they gonna need something. They gonna need
know what I
something to
mean?
make it a little spicy because right
Right.
now I can say the
John,
men's side is
John
very
Calipari,
vanilla.
John
It's very,
Calipari and Hubert Davis might have to get it popping. You know what I mean? They might
listen,
have to get it cracking out here. You know what
they
I
may
mean?
have to recreate. Look. They may have to recreate that John Chaney and
Yeah.
Calipari, like future.
Listen, kid, they want to recreate so much. Recreate
They got
that.
they gonna have to recreate that because, like I said, this men's side is very vanilla.
Yeah.
Men's
Yeah.
college basketball has been very vanilla, and I think it's because they try to hype it up in the off season. They kept
Mm-hmm.
talking about USC and LeBron's son and the
Yeah.
guy Isaiah Curry.
Isaiah Collier. Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm.
They try to hype it up so much that the
Mm-hmm.
fact that when he got hurt, USC kind of like went down. Bronny's not as good as
And Juju was carrying them. The
and
women's team was carrying
yeah,
them.
yeah, and Juju Watkins is carrying the USC basketball program. Truthfully, the women's side is
Absolutely.
carrying them.
Absolutely.
So I think that was kind of disappointing, and like we said, like we talked about before, there's no real clear cut stars in men's college basketball. You just said that whoever's number one is a revolving door. There's no dominant team. There's no dominant 5 teams. You can't say 5 teams is dominating the regular
I bet
season.
you, hey, Yada Bears in the building. I bet you that the average basketball fan, can't
Yeah.
name the top 5 teams in the AP top 25 right now. They can't name the top 3 teams in the top 25.
No.
They can't.
No.
And that's I'm not casting no aspersions on you. That's just how it changes. It's fluctuating.
And
You know what I'm
and this
saying?
is how you know that on the men's side is not popping. The fact that North Carolina had swept Duke this season for the first time, nobody's talking about it. And that's one
Nobody
of the
cares.
most,
Nobody cares.
and that's one of the most historic schools like rivalries.
The
Duke
rivalries,
North
absolutely.
Carolina, and nobody's talking about
We
the fact
usually
that
get
North
up with
Carolina
North
just
Carolina and Duke. Absolutely. Nobody cares.
nope.
Where's anybody see Michigan State?
Anybody see Michigan?
Anybody see? Yeah, right, right,
I'm about to say, anybody see
right,
Michigan? Like,
right. That's
where
right.
are they? You know,
Hey,
where?
listen, shout out to Gonzaga.
No, shout out
Let's
to
go. Let's
Indiana
go,
State.
Gonzaga.
Shout
Let's
out to
go.
Indiana State. Indiana
Yeah.
State is
And,
in
and
the
the big
building.
homie Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, not Kareem, Kareem
Cream.
Abdul-Jabbar.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So again, um, Indiana State, the Sycamores. You know, did you see that commercial with Larry Bird, the All-State joint? This
Yeah.
is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Indiana State, they haven't been ranked like this since 1979 when Larry Bird and let me see who. Let me see one more. I can name one more. Carl Nix
There you
from
go.
the Indiana State Sycamores team that went to the final against Magic Johnson and Greg Kelser, Magic Johnson, Greg
Yep.
Kelser, and
Yep.
Judd
Indiana
Heathcote,
State,
coach of
Michigan
Michigan
State.
State. Yeah, man. So again, basically what we're trying to say is when it comes to the men's tournament on the men's side, it's Gonzaga and everybody else. No, I'm just playing. It's a toss up.
It's
It's
definitely yeah.
literally a toss up.
And
Yeah.
you know what it is? These conference championships, like these conference tournaments, they gotta show me something. They gotta give me hype for the tournament. If you can't
Mhm.
give me quality, intense, like in your face, smash mouth games during a respective conference tournaments, then I know what the NCAA tournament going to be. It's going to be vanilla. If you giving me vanilla conference tournaments, that means the NCAA tournament is going to be just as plain vanilla as the season has been. So I need their job is for them in these conference tournaments is to get the average fans and myself hyped for the NCAA tournament. You
Okay.
got to show
Okay.
me something. If you can't show me nothing, I'm done.
And you know how that's going to happen, Kimmy? Down in Sports Talk, y'all. We in the building. This must be Tuesday. Um, if you have a lot of lower seeds get into like the championship or semifinals and stuff like
Quarterfinal,
that.
semifinal,
Yeah,
yeah.
quarterfinals, stuff like that. So if you have a lot of lower seeds, you know what I mean, or you get some of those top conferences because their ticket is basically punched, right?
Yes. Yeah.
It's just about where they're going to be seeded in the tournament for those
Exactly.
teams. You know what I mean? But
True.
for these other teams that really, are on pins and needles about Sunday, you know what I mean? Because Sunday is Selection Sunday. They gotta have a great showing, not just a good showing in the conference tournament, a great
Yeah.
showing so they can, raise some eyebrows and get some attention paid to them. So that's why I said that's what will make it exciting for people who aren't really hyped up about the men's tournament this season because there's really not that team, there's not that star. I mean, you got
Yeah.
Zach Purdue, but nobody really pays attention to him. You know what I mean?
Can,
It's Purdue.
can I get
You know what I'm saying?
can I get the like an old school Michigan State when they have with the boy McKean
The
Cleve
team,
like
please.
yeah
Yeah.
like can I get a run of a team like that like oh look at
Mhm.
them give me
Right.
something like some heart like these guys underdogs and they then took out I don't know North Carolina this upset can I get some upsets can I get some
I think
drama
this year you're gonna get some upsets. I mean, because there's a lot of teams out there that are sneaky good, Yada. You look at Nevada, you look at Dayton, look at
yeah
teams that people don't really pay attention to. You know what I mean? Illinois
yeah
started off really, really hot this year in the Big Ten. You can't forget about Baylor. They've got 9 losses. You can't forget about them. You know what I
I
mean? A
mean
team like
you know what team I'm looking at
go ahead. Go ahead.
South Carolina because South Carolina
Right.
men's team haven't been really good like historically good this season they have been balling out surprisingly and I'm looking at them and I'm looking at Texas Tech too. Remember Texas Tech
Hmm.
you know they started out pretty good they landed in the top 25 they ended the season in the top 25 for the first time in a while so I'm looking at teams like that Texas Tech Baylor Win Walker got Ohio he said OU I don't think talking about Oklahoma. I think he's talking about Oklahoma. Um, Other teams, like you say, Baylor, Illinois, um,
Duke,
Alabama,
Duke,
Duke.
they got a guy that they're gonna try to, the Kyle Filipowski kid. They're gonna try to push him during
Oh
the
yeah.
tournament. You know what I
Oh he.
mean?
Oh yeah. They try to make that kid into the new like Christian Leitner or some shit. Yeah.
And not for nothing, not to cut your wisdom, Browski, not for nothing. That crowd, the crowd when they stormed the court when
Yeah.
that game was it Georgia Tech? I think they was playing Georgia Tech.
Yeah. Yes.
He didn't get hurt that bad, man.
He didn't get hurt that bad.
He didn't get hit that bad. Like you know what I mean? I'm looking at it. I'm like, come on, son.
It was the drama. Oh.
Yeah,
But
it was him. It's him. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And no, we don't dislike you like we dislike Christian Leitner. You gotta try
No.
harder.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get in my bag and talk my ish. You gotta try harder. Christian Leitner, he was nice, and he let you know that he was nice, and he was
Yeah,
gonna give it to you hard body karate. I don't know what to say about you because you and your team are ranked number 11 in the country. So you really can't say too much. You got 7 losses. You got swept by North Carolina.
got swept
You know
by
what I
North
mean?
Carolina.
This is like what Tommy Amaker. You know what I mean? This is not that. This is not Grant Hill. This is
Yeah.
not that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Well, again, at the end of the day, when we talk about the NCAA on the NCAA tournament on the men's side, you could put 64, 68 teams into a hat, pull out
People
4
say
of them, and that could be your final 4 right
that's your
there.
final four.
That's your final 4 right there.
Right,
But
yeah.
we're
So
gonna stay on the tournament. Um, Selection Sunday is coming down the pipe. They're doing the men and the women's side, which I think is dope.
I think it's real dope.
Finally,
Yeah.
is very,
Put some
very dope.
respect.
Let's talk about these coaches. We talk about the teams, we talk about the players. Let's give some shine to these coaches, namely the high profile coaches. We talk about Dawn Staley and how she shows class, professionalism, elegance, grace,
Mm-hmm.
and last but not least, I can't forget the style. You know what I mean? She be fronting on
Wow.
all of them.
Yes, she does.
Fronting on them, stunting on them, all of that. She gave a very, very passion, real speech at the end of that game on Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
which I thought that was very, very that's her. You know what I mean? She's class personified, Dawn Staley. I've been following her
Extremely
since
classy.
the day. Salute Dawn Staley. But on the other end of the spectrum, we got old Chucky's wife over here, aka KM. I won't say no names because we don't have no lawsuit money. You know what I mean? AKA KM. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Um, I'm gonna let Yada Bear get into that because she said she really had some things that she wanted to speak to in regards to that situation.
Yeah. It's just crazy because she has always say wild stuff, and she's never been held accountable for what she has said in the past and of what she said on Sunday. Her and Dawn Staley was asked the same question about what happened at the end of the game. We all know about the scuffle. Actually, even before Dawn was even asked the question, at when they won and they had the interview on the court, Dawn took that time to apologize to the fans in the league about what just occurred. She didn't have to wait for someone to question her about it. She took it upon herself to say, hey, I'm sorry about what just took place. This is not what women's college basketball is about. You know, Real classy, straight to the point. But then when we get to the post game, they bring it up again. Once again, she, speak her piece. But then when KM gets on the mic, she says, well, I wish she would have pushed Angel Reese. So you are condoning violence. You want to see them fight. Instead of saying, hey, That's something that we don't like to see. Um, you know, apologize that you know it happened. Take some accountability because that's your team. Your team is a reflection of you. And we see her on the sidelines, with her antics, flinging her hands in the air, running on the court, being held back by Angel Reese because she's going after a ref. She's very uncontrollable. And when you look at LSU in some of their games, especially in the games that they have lost, they do play uncontrollable sometimes. They are fouling like crazy. I mean, Angel Reese had fouled out in so many games. She fouled out in a couple games or ended the game with at least 4 to 5 fouls, almost fouling out. Um, Sometimes they are playing very undisciplined, and it's a reflection of their coach. When she was back in Baylor, she had issues with things that came out of her mouth, especially regarding Brittany Griner, you know, and especially regarding when they had that whole controversy up in Baylor. She made comments like, "Oh, maybe you shouldn't bring your daughter, don't send your daughter to Baylor. She might end up gay or something, or stuff like that." She told Brittany Griner, "Oh, maybe you need to keep your sexuality under wraps. Don't that shouldn't have to that shouldn't define you, or you shouldn't have to put that out there." Basically, telling her to stay in the closet. It's like she's there to help shape these young women, into professional women.
That's right.
And and if you have this closed minded, um, if you that closed minded, then maybe you shouldn't be in this position, and maybe the NCAA need to take action against her because she has been saying wild stuff for years and have never been held accountable. The NCAA haven't suspended her, fined her. They just brush it underneath the rug. And now with this incident, when she just sat there and said, "Well, maybe she should have pushed Angel." I said when I couldn't believe it. I just said, "Wow, so that's what you got from that? Maybe she should have pushed Angel so that now those two are going at it. So what? Fly J is small. How about you say, hey, this is not something that we want to condone. Something. Hey, this is not. Uh, that's not the place for this. Hey, I apologize on my team part because she
Mhm,
make it seem
mhm.
like her team were angels, like her team wasn't doing nothing. You know, it's just crazy. But it just shows you what type of person she is. Because I'm pretty sure if Dawn would have said that, then we would be having a different conversation tonight.
Hmm.
If Dawn would have say, you know, if it was the shoes on the other foot, and let's say Angel push Malaysia or Pow Pow, and she Dawn said, well, what if maybe Angel should have pushed Camilla, and then it'll be like, oh, Dawn's promoting violence in women's
Right, right,
sport,
right, 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 right.
that's not a place for it. Oh, it'll
We
be
we
rolled up.
we can't have this in our game.
We can't have
All of
that
that.
in it. We need to play the game the right way.
Right.
She's not coaching the game the right way. Things like
And then
that.
and then and then,
But
it'll go back to the thug comment. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
It'd have been
yeah.
a whole total different conversation.
Now we got the thug. Now we circle back to what do you call them? Nappy headed thugs.
Mm, mm,
Remember that?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, it will go back to that. But but since somebody said in the comment, she got the complexion for the protection. Then no one wants to speak how problematic KM is on the
Nah.
microphone.
They don't want her to go back and tell Chucky. You know how he give it up.
But yeah, I thought
You
that
know
was
how
wild.
Chucky give it up.
Yeah, yeah, that
And I just
that
thought
was
about it.
crazy.
KM and John Gruden.
Mm, yeah, match
Yeah,
made in
right.
heaven. Match made in heaven. There you go.
Down in
But
the
yeah,
sports
yeah,
talk, y'all,
one of
we
them.
are in the building. I am left-handed. Get at me at RM Des. Yada Bears in the house as usual, as always. We wanted to get some input from you guys out there. Me and Yada Bear was talking behind the scenes. We were actually talking. Yeah, we mentioned in conversation maybe once or twice in the last maybe 6 or 7 months. We're pondering doing a Down in Sports Talk Twitter page. What do you think? Of course, somebody not me will be running it. Somebody not me will be running it. Sports talk popping how we do.
Yeah,
It just be
yeah,
an outlet and an extension of what we do on Tuesday nights. We'll definitely be in the building, making it happen. So I guess be on the lookout for that. I mean, baseball season
yeah.
coming up. Some people, not me, want to talk junk about our teams. You know what I mean? A lot of things happening in the sports world. So down in sports talk on Twitter. Look out, it's
Yeah,
coming.
yeah.
Um, Let's go.
Welcome.
This is the part of the show right here, y'all, where Yada Bear starts to try to get to at least back to her undefeated club. You know what I mean? NFL free agency popping off crazy. You know what I
Crazy.
mean? Popping off crazy.
Oh,
Go ahead, go ahead, Yada. I know you got one of the biggest.
ah,
I don't want to say stunner. We knew the guy was going to leave, but we didn't know he was going to go leave and be so close, right? Right up the
oh,
turnpike.
oh. Come back home. Come
Yeah,
home.
basically, that's right. That's right. Okay.
You know, uh, uh, a reunion. This is a reunion of sorts. You
Where,
know,
where,
and,
where's where's Eddie Levert when you need him? Family
and
reunion.
in a way. So, NFL free agency, popped off
Yeah,
yesterday, and
yeah.
it popped off of a, you know, big couple of splashes. Um, People in the Philadelphia area, we like to call this season Howie season because this is when he does the most work.
Lord,
Okay, the most work. Okay, the
Lord.
most work. So so as we get, as my man on the left hand side just said, we brought Saquon Barkley back home. He is now a Philadelphia Eagles. He will now be rocking the Kelly Green next season. He will be now running behind one of the best offensive line in football at the link next season. We got him here for 3 years. Not only do we have him, then we bring in a guy by the name of Bryce Huff, who had a nice season up there in the Jets, on defensive end. And then we bring in a guy that left last season, and now he's back home in you know, Chauncey Gardner Johnson. He's back for 3 years.
I seem to recall. Wait a
Hmm.
minute. Wait a minute. Wait a
Go
minute.
ahead.
My spider senses is tingling. Wait a minute. I seem to recall one show, maybe about 5 or 6 or 7 or 12 shows ago, where you was giving Mr. Gardner Johnson the business. He was a
Oh, I have
bum.
to.
Get
I have
him
to.
out of here. His
I,
antiperspirant don't work.
I, I have to do that when he's not here. Okay, I have to. But now that he's here, guess what? It's all
It's all
good, right?
good.
It's all good now. And then
It's all
on top
good.
of that, we bring in, Devontae Parker, for
Right.
a slot. We brought in Matt Hennessy, old lineman. We brought in the linebacker, Zach Barn. We brought him in. We still got some things shaking and moving on our end. Um, Another Pennsylvania team stole a linebacker that I want. I'm not going to say it's the Steelers, and I ain't going to say it's Patrick Queen, but yes. I was really high on Patrick Queen. I really wanted him here in Philly. But, the Steelers got to him first. And speaking of the Steelers, as I may have said, I may have to pat myself on the back because I stated that's where Russell Wilson will go. It was the best spot for him. So all you Steelers fans out
It helps
there,
if he has equity in the stadium that he's going to be playing in. It helps.
listen, all you Steelers fans out there, I was showing y'all some love. I was
Yep.
showing y'all love. I
Yep.
said this is who y'all need to get. I don't want to hear none of that Kenny Pickett crap. I don't want to hear that, especially not in y'all division. Y'all division going to be even tougher next year because
Yep.
a guy named Joe Burrow is going to be back in effect. So you telling me last season y'all had 3 people in the playoffs? You had 3 teams in the playoffs. You're not going to have 3 teams in the playoffs this season. It's going to be a super dog fight now. So you should be happy. Guys should be celebrating. Y'all should be cheering, popping bottles, happy that y'all got Russell Wilson and y'all don't gotta pay him.
That's
The
right.
Denver Broncos are paying him to play for the Steelers. Y'all gotta give that man $1 million. That's it. That's 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 nothing for the Hines family. That's pocket change for them. Okay, y'all. And one thing I don't understand though, and now I don't know if Win can help me understand this. Y'all get the quarterback, but then y'all trade Deontay Johnson. I like I don't get it. Like that right there threw me in the loop. I said, all right, you got the quarterback. I'm thinking y'all gonna start the season. Johnson, Pickens. I'm like, boom. And then y'all said, no, Deontay got to go. So I don't know what's up with that. I don't know. Y'all got, y'all gonna bring somebody else in. I don't know. You got guys out there like Odell's out there. He don't have a job. Um, T Higgins don't have a job. T Higgins want to get traded. So I don't know. Maybe
Michael Thomas is out there.
uh, Michael Thomas is definitely still out there. So maybe I'll bring somebody else in or try to get somebody in the draft. I wasn't too sure about that. But now that we talk about some of the winners, let's talk about some of the losers real quick because what's up with the Giants and what what's up with their organization and what's up with their man Tiki Barber telling Saquon he's dead to him. And then he's going to say, if you go to the Eagles, you're ruining his legacy. What legacy did Saquon have in New York?
No, he ain't ruining Saquon's legacy. He's ruining Tiki's legacy.
So what legacy did he have in New York? He been there for 6 years. They won
Hey,
2
yo,
playoff
man.
games.
Hey, yo,
What are you
check this
talking
out.
about?
Tiki Barber is the definition, the personification of jumping out the window. Just like Floyd J. Johnson's brother
And
is the
jumping over the table.
personification of jumping out the frying pan into the fire. That's it. Tiki Barber, he fumbles his words like he used to fumble the football. See, I could go in on Tiki Barber, right? And I'm not even a Giants dude, right? He is like the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, while
And
Rondé's over here just trying to enjoy life and live off of his Super Bowl success. Tiki is over here mad because his life went down the toilet. Period.
in more ways than one, right?
You want to talk about somebody's dead to you? You don't know that kid, yo.
Yeah.
What you talking about?
Yeah.
And then Saquon get back at you like, yo, you know what I mean? You was hating on me since I got here.
Got there.
Mr. Fumbleitis.
Fumble.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now you talk about you're dead to him. What legacy? What are you talking about?
That's what I was confused about.
Like,
I was confused at that choice of words, legacy. I said
because he off his meds, Joe. He off his meds.
A person who have a legacy will the legacy of winning. Nobody wants a legacy of losing because that's what he has in New York.
The legacy that the legacy that Saquon Barkley had with the Giants is the legacy of not getting paid. How about that?
Exactly. How about be
We're gonna
mad
talk about
at the
legacy,
Giants?
right?
Yes, be mad at the GM. Why are you mad
Right.
at Saquon?
You can't be mad at Saquon Barkley because Saquon Barkley wanted to stay. He made it clear he wanted to
He
be here.
said it plenty of
He
times.
wanted to play for the Giants. Period.
And then you choose a bum in Daniel Jones. You gave this guy $140 million for what? For nothing.
Nothing.
Saquon was about 75-80% of their offense. You
And they would tell you that.
Yeah, you franchise tag this guy instead of just giving him the bag. You could have gave him 3 years, 51 million, and he'll have been happy there. You
Yeah.
should have franchise tagged Daniel Jones. But now you stuck.
And remember, Kim, how last year, oh, we don't want to pay the running backs. The running backs was about to go
Yep.
on strike, and they was going to go to their own union and all this old madness.
Uh-huh.
Who's getting all the money?
Yeah, running backs are getting paid.
Running backs is getting money.
Running backs getting paid this year.
So, I don't understand the dynamic from from last year where you were scared to pay running backs to this year.
Running backs is flying off the board.
You throw money at them like it's a TV deal. You throw a TV deal money at these running backs now.
Yo, running backs are getting pulled right off this off the this guy's going, this guy's going, this guy's
You know
going.
what team? You know what team is going to be on the come up? The Miko Ryans and the Houston Texans are going to be a beast. That AFC South is over. Jacksonville is over for you.
Jacksonville's done.
Indianapolis has never really got started. You know what I mean?
They got
Tennessee, you don't know what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Tennessee,
So
you give Tony Pollard, who's coming off of a terrible season, off of an injury, and you sign him to
and let Derrick Henry walk.
And let Derrick Henry walk. Not only
Crazy.
that, circle back to the Giants. You let Saquon walk and
Devin Singletary.
Is Devin Singletary?
And who was averaging like what 3 yards a carry at Buffalo? Like you know what I mean? Like I don't.
All right, he had an okay season in with the Texans last year, but bro, y'all don't got that same O line there, you know, in New York. And the biggest loser of the NFL free agency, even though it's only day 2, is the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, they ain't do nothing.
Because Jerry Jones said, we are going all in this offseason. We're going all in. They went all in on nothing.
They went, and listen, they went to hide out. They went all in to hide out. You know what I mean? They ain't do nothing. They lost Tony Pollard. You know what I mean?
They lost on their defensive tackles who went to the Commanders.
Yep. That's right.
They lost the offensive lineman that we just mentioned, Tony Pollard. Michael Gallup wants to leave. You have no money because you have to pay. You want to pay Dak almost $60 million. Like, are you serious? 60 Dak cap hit is $59 million. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he's serious. That's why they ain't make no moves now.
That's
because they were so serious about keeping Dak.
Like, I thought at the beginning of free agency that the biggest loser was Buffalo because they lost a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people went.
Everybody got released.
Guys,
They want a skeleton crew. Yeah, like they was, but to see Dallas not pick up not one person.
And what happened to the Miami Dolphins?
They let their best defensive tackle.
Yeah, Christian Wilkins with the Raiders.
So now the Raiders book and tackle. You got
Max Crosby.
You got Max Crosby on one side, and then you got Christian on the other side.
Yep.
That's crazy right there. Okay.
Yep.
But They still don't got no quarterback because they just signed Gardner Minshew to a 2 year
Yeah.
deal. So you telling me that that's the guy that's going to start for you guys?
Well,
Because they releasing Jimmy G. That's crazy. Um, Another thing that's crazy. You got
oh,
Gabe Davis.
tell you what's crazy.
Going what?
Gave Baker Mayfield $100 million.
I told you y'all was going to do that. What did I
Um,
say?
I'm gonna keep this brief because we get ready to get up out of here. Um, I'm not expecting those Super Bowls from Baker Mayfield, but I'm also not expecting 7-10. You see what's going on in Atlanta?
Well, Atlanta look like Atlanta's going to be your biggest
Yeah,
adversary down there.
you
Y'all,
see what's going on in Atlanta. You know what I mean? We've won the division 3 years in a row. All right, we've only made we don't the team that made the playoffs 4 years in a row. Um, Baker Mayfield, I got to ride with you, B. $100
you
million.
got no choice.
I got to ride with you. I got no other choice.
You got no
Um,
choice.
we're gonna see what it is. This is the part of the show right now where we're gonna get down on some things. I know Browski gonna get down on what you gonna get down on. I got a couple of things I want to get down on. But what you getting down on first, Browski?
The first thing I gotta get down on is this Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson.
Oh, you stole my line. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, we can
We
get
can
down
get
on
down
it
on it. Yeah, absolutely. Let's go.
because I'm confused about this fight. Is it an expedition? Is it regular? I'm hearing two different things. I'm hearing it's an expedition. I'm hearing Jake Paul might have protective gear on. Then I'm hearing Mike Tyson. He's walking with a cane. I'm hearing that workout video where we saw him, in the ring, giving the guy some work. I'm hearing that he said that after that he couldn't get out of bed for 2 days. So I'm like, so like, what's really good with this match? Like, I'm hearing his Logan Paul might be there too. He might be able to tag him in too. Like, I'm hearing Jake Paul don't gotta do a weigh in or a drug test, but Tyson gotta go through all the regular boxing rules and regulations. So, and it's on Netflix. So I'm like, what
And it's on Netflix.
and it's on Netflix. So like I need to know like what is really good with this match. I'm confused. Like, what are you hearing, Left?
Let me tell you something. I'm hearing everything that you're hearing, but this is how
Okay.
I feel about this. Mike Tyson is my age, right? Jake Paul is probably closer to Yada Bear's age, right?
Yeah, he's like mid-30s. Yeah.
With the experience difference in this fight, I don't care if Mike Tyson is 77 years old. Mike Tyson's, you talk about legacy? You talk about legacy? If Mike Tyson don't walk through this dude, his whole career was a sham.
That's what I'm saying.
Straight like that. I don't care if it's an exhibition that gives them an out, right? I don't
Yeah.
want it to be an exhibition. If they can't have a professional fight, then why do it? Because the
Because
exhibition is nothing. We saw it with the Roy Jones thing.
we saw
They
that
was
with
they, they
Roy
was in
Jones.
there
We see
fooling
that
around.
with Floyd all the time. I don't want to
And
see it.
Jake Paul's in here knocking these dudes out. If Jake Paul
Yeah.
approaches the fight, let Mike Tyson approach the fight the same way. Mike Tyson gonna run. He gonna bury this dude. And if he don't, I can't respect Mike Tyson. I can't.
Yeah,
Baddest
like,
man on the planet. Come on, man, knock it off. I
yeah,
can't respect.
that's what I'm saying. And
I can't.
I'm like, why are we having this fight? Why are we?
It's not
Mike
even.
don't need.
It's not even a fight. It's an exhibition.
Yeah, like, why is this happening? Like, what, for money? I know Mike not hard
Absolutely.
off. I know he
Absolutely.
not hard. Like, I know he has a successful cannabis business. He has a successful podcast. So why are we having this expedition? Like, is he trying to get a workout in? Like, I don't understand
And
it.
then
I'm
for the people
confused.
for the people who say that, Mike Tyson's, too old and this and that and the third, how old was George Foreman when he knocked out Michael Moore?
Exactly. Tyson's
How
60.
old was George Foreman when he knocked out Jerry Cooney? How
And
old was
it's
George Foreman when he fought Gettin Holyfield? You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
So, like for me, I'm looking at it from a whole type perspective. It's like Mike Tyson should run through this dude. You know what I mean? Regardless of the fact of how we see how he works out, how he carries. People is scared of Mike Tyson. Period.
Yes. I just don't.
Period.
I just don't
People scared of
understand
Mike
it.
Tyson, yo. And at the end of the day, I just can't see this even being competitive. I can't. I can't. You know what I
No,
mean? And
I
they
can't.
gotta carry the production and make sure that this thing goes off. So they gotta sell it, and they try to sell it as hard as they can. And I'm not buying it. That's just me. I see
Nah,
right through it. I
yeah,
don't I
yeah.
don't I don't get it.
I'm
I
not
don't
buying it
appreciate it at
neither.
all. I don't
And,
appreciate it at all.
and
You know what
thank
I mean?
goodness that we don't have to buy it because we could watch it on
Right,
Netflix.
right,
You
right.
know?
You know what I mean? I was definitely going to get down on that too. Anything else you want to get down on?
Oh yeah, I definitely need to get down on the trade value of Justin Fields now,
Mm.
and what's going on with the Chicago Bears. What are they doing? What are they doing, this guy? You
Well,
know, we was all looking. Everybody, including myself, was like, oh, if I was Atlanta, maybe I'll talk to Chicago, second or third round pick. We might get Justin, and see how it work out there. But it seems like everybody else can get signed or move or trade except for this guy. And now it's my understanding that folks in the league is not even looking at Justin Fields as a starting quarterback anymore. They're saying that if he gets moved or get traded, it will be in the backup position only. Which is wild to me when you got guys like Jacoby Brissett just got signed with the Patriots. Patriots
the
bringing him
Patriots.
back.
Yeah.
I just mentioned Gardner Minshew just got signed to the Raiders, and now Atlanta is bringing in Kirk Cousins, who's coming off of a major injury.
$1 million guaranteed.
100. How is Kirk Cousins worth 100 million guaranteed?
How you like that? How you like that?
How is he worth that much? What has he
You have no
won?
idea.
He hasn't won anything.
I don't know.
How is he worth 100 million? Why is nobody talking about how this man Kirk Cousins is one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league throughout his career? He got the bag in Washington when they franchise tagged him like twice. Then he went to Minnesota and got the bag too. And now he's going to Atlanta to get the bag again. He
Get
has
another bag
made, he has made so much money, the most money in the NFL,
for doing nothing.
all the contracts, and he has won nothing. He hasn't sniffed a conference championship. He only been to the second round one time, but he's worth
$1 million guaranteed.
guaranteed.
Who do you think
And
he
this
is? Deshaun Watson?
and this guy Justin Fields, who's young, who's been on a bad team with a defensive coach, with a terrible offensive coordinator, he can't even get a second chance anywhere right now.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this about the Justin Fields thing. I think I spoke to a couple of people, and they say it's something else. You know what I mean? That the NFL and teams are kind of wary of. You know what I mean? I really don't want. I'll get into it
What
with you behind
what
the
they
scenes,
saying?
but
It's a mental thing.
it might be something going on. But
Mm.
yeah. My thing I want to get down on is Ryan Leaf. Ryan Leaf, keep your mouth shut, B. Ryan Leaf, you were do nothing, you were know nothing, and all you did was run off at the yap when you was in the league for 5 minutes. And I'm gonna
How
say
many
this.
minutes?
I'm gonna say this. I like Ryan Leaf over Peyton Manning. I sure did. I like Ryan Leaf over Peyton Manning. I can't front. I can't front. I was
Listen,
like
a lot
Peyton
of
Manning
people
is
did. A
garbage.
lot of people did.
I was like Peyton Manning is garbage because he could never win the big game in Tennessee, right? And I was like, Ryan Leaf, this dude is 6'5". He got rocket for arm. They played in the Rose Bowl. He was at Washington State, and he came to the league. It turned out to be a BUM.
Capital.
Right? So now he's running off at the Yap talking about Caleb Williams and how he feels like Caleb Williams is not, starting quarterback material. What would you know about starting quarterback material?
He wasn't starting quarterback material.
Like, what do you know about starting quarterback material, B? Straight like that. And Ryan Leaf, you should be the last of all people. Only thing that you did in your NFL career that was memorable is scream at that reporter in the locker room. That's the only thing you did. So keep Caleb Williams' name out your mouth. Let that kid do what he does because he's going to do way more. He's done way more already. You were a big what if. You, Jamarcus Russell, right? Don't get me started.
Josh Rosen.
Let's go. Josh Rosen. Let's go, Browski. You know what I mean? So, again, at the end of the day, I'm not really interested in what a washed up, never was, could have been, almost nothing quarterback has to say about a dude that's getting ready to come in the league, make more money than you ever thought about, have more success than you ever thought about. And really, you're getting your name in people's mouth on the strength of Caleb Williams. Ain't nobody stupid. Nobody's stupid, yo. Nobody cares what Ryan Leaf thinks. Nobody gives a damn about what Ryan Leaf thinks. Because if Ryan Leaf was thinking, he'd be in the NFL right now as one of the most respected quarterbacks that did it. Look at Peyton Manning. And y'all came out at the same time. I was there. I seen it. And you turned into garbage. And you got the nerve to tell people that this kid's not a star. What do you know about being a starting quarterback?
Nah, he don't know anything.
You don't know nothing. So I'm gonna leave that alone. Down in Sports Talk Tuesday nights, y'all. I'm in the house, left-handed at RM Desk. Get at me on Twitter. I'll get back at you. That's my Code D in the building right there. Yada Bears in the house. She's gonna celebrate. You know what I mean? Get with the Barkleys, with Iran Barkley, Charles Barkley, Saquon Barkley, all of them cats, and celebrate. You know what I mean? There's people homecoming. So yeah, down in Sports Talk on Twitter is coming tournament challenge. The brackets coming up, the tournament challenge down in Sports Talk tournament challenge. We got that coming up this week. Look out for it. We'll probably do it over the weekend because Selection Sunday is Sunday. So we'll probably do the brackets probably either Sunday night. I probably set up Sunday night, and you can do it all week long. We'll have a link on the Facebook. We'll have a link on the Twitter and all that good stuff. Any last words before we get out of here, Kim?
Baseball in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Baseball preview got to come up. You know what I mean? Actually, the Dodgers and the Padres will be playing 2 games in Korea next. Those games count. You know what I mean?
That's wild to me. We're gonna talk about
that. They have the games count, and then they go back to spring training. That's
wild.
That's wild. I wonder what Ryan Leaf thinks about that. Yo, we're gonna get up out of here, man. Down in Sports Talk, we're in the building. Shout out, salute. We're walking in the building all the time. I mean, salute to my man OD. Happy birthday and all that. Rest in peace, boss. All right. I don't really wanna feel and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? Once again, left-handed in the building. We out of bear. Don't go nowhere. We in the house. We'll talk to y'all next week.
Next week.
Peace.
Peace.